community. We have over 100 professional architects from the traditional world. They have been graduated from Harvard and MIT and etc. Have been in the space for up to 20 years, and we're just building experiences in the metaverse and for people. So yeah, like this is one of the experiences and events that we are hosting and offering for the digital fashion communities. And we're so happy to have all of our speakers here, including Rob Dow that co-hosts with me, and the mods, the markets, the fabricants, and also Michi from represent the digital fashion designer from Decentraland, also one of my great friends. So well, I'm so happy to have you all here. Um, yeah, let's kick the start. I would like all of you to give a brief introduction of yourself, what you have been working on, and what's your vision.
And so we
I
can
would like
kind
to
of.
go
Oh.
first. Or
Yeah,
okay, go.
yeah, I think we're all thinking the same thing. Go ahead, Anna.
I've always wanted to levitate, and I'm not sure if I see myself levitating. I don't know if you guys see that or not. Happy to be here. Thank you, Mo, for having us. The Fabricant, Kay and I are here representing, and maybe Pedro will be joining us as well. So real briefly, the Fabricant is the world's first digital-only fashion house. They've been around since 2018. And we're here today to talk a little bit about our next journey called Whole Land. So a lot of the team is in Miami. We had a digital breakfast this morning, and they shared everything Whole Land, and that was in collaboration with DressX and WOW. So feel free to ask any questions if you guys aren't familiar with the Fabricant. We're here to answer it all.
Ooh, I said you guys sit however you want, and Anna said I'm a levitate. I love it. That's the mindset.
Okay, can you see that then? All right.
We can know,
Okay.
and it's really
My inner self's in the metaverse.
it is, and it's great, and I love everything the Fabricant is doing, and standing on that digital only and really pushing those boundaries. So I'm excited to dive into what that exactly looks like. And so Michi, would you like to share as well with what you're doing in the space?
Yeah, hey, nice to meet everyone. My name is Michi Todd. I'm a wearable creator, but I also do a lot of 3D and digital content for metaverses. And so I think hopefully today I can bring to the panel a little bit of insight into how to create culture through design and some ways that people have successfully created a culture in Web3 or metaverse using digital fashion and digital representation. But I also know a little bit about the creator economy, so I'm always happy to answer questions about design or digital fashion and digital representation. Nice to meet everyone.
Awesome. And I did just tag everyone on Twitter, so make sure you guys retweet that so your community knows we're live. Oh, and Amanda, look at you looking awesome. I almost didn't even recognize you in that killer suit. Why don't you tell us all about Mod Wearables?
Yeah, thanks for having me on today. Just checking that you're able to hear me. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you're able to hear.
Thanks. So, yeah, I am a co-founder at Mod Wearables or Mod Studio. Our mission is to empower everyone to be able to create 3D assets and specifically fashion for the metaverse. So it all sort of started when myself and my co-founder Rob were sort of experimenting in the metaverse, and we wanted to make ourselves custom digital identities, express ourselves through fashion, and we discovered that it was actually really, really difficult to do that. So you had to, have all these softwares. My computer at the time didn't even support like Blender and all of these things. I just thought I was bad at 3D design. And we just started discovering like the huge learning curve and all the barriers of entry into that. So that's sort of where Mod Studio was born. So it's a web-based application that empowers everyone to be able to create digital fashion.
Yes, I remember meeting with you one time and you being like, it's like the Canva for wearables. And every time I explain it to someone like that, they're like, who was the Canva of wearables? And I'm like, mods. So it's definitely a hooker there. And I can't wait to dig more into what you guys are creating with that as well. We have one more team to introduce, and then we'll, dive into the panel and really see what everyone's about. So the Mod Kids, please introduce yourselves.
Hey everybody, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So hey, I'm Hi Samurai. I'm the lead advisor for the mods. The mods are customizable avatars. So we focus on digital fashion, letting you customize your avatar and integrating that with different platforms, whether it's AR or VR, and trying to build out really cool experiences and let you attend events and just kind of build up that digital identity through having a wardrobe. So really happy to be here and share more details about our project.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for sharing. Yeah, thank you for being here. Adelia, go ahead and dive right in.
Yes, I would just have like a couple of questions I would like to because I am not like super deep into the digital fashion. We're more of creating experiences, but we have had a lot of events going on with like different digital fashion companies and teams. So I figured that it's a very interesting area, and I would like to know for each one of you, like some of you are building the platform, some of you are the designer and artist. I would like to know like what is the vision? Like, for example, 2 years from now, let's not say 5 years, 2 years from now, what do you see digital fashion go? Like we have a lot of things going on, like the Vogue Singapore, they launched their own digital fashion collections, and Nike got into digital fashion, and we know like a lot of like big brands are joining, and for those, and also for like different platforms, for like Spatial or Mona, we have Ready Player Me that I know like Fabricant also have like collaboration with. Like for those platforms, like different platform has probably different requirements for the wearables or the fashions, and how do you see that come all together in the near future? And whoever can start first.
I'll go for the mods. How we see it is, we see that there's been a lot of investment into digital assets. When we look at things like Grand Theft Auto, which is one of the highest earning pieces of media, people like to build up their digital worlds, and we kind of see, digital fashion being able to be gamified, tied to real fashion and helping reduce the large amount of waste that's tied to fashion, letting things be more custom towards the buyer, giving more information. So there's already blockchain technology with major brands like H&M that are using VeChain to let you track different information on a blockchain around their garments. So we see that being more of a normal, and just allowing people to really start to build out their digital identities. When you get on any platform, whether it's something like a social platform, a video game, any kind of digital presence, you kind of have to build that identity, whether it's your username, it's your avatar, whatever it may be. So we think, everyone here who's kind of sees that same vision and is around designing and building and creating assets, we want to partner with, and we want to push the envelope, and we definitely see a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll chime in and build on what High Samurai has just said. Like, something that really resonated with me was those identities in the metaverse, and I think sort of one of the ideas behind where Mod was starting as well is, like, we noticed in Web3 that all of Web3 sort of existed in Discord and on Twitter, and so how people identified themselves were through these 2D profile pictures. But as Web3 inevitably moves into the metaverse, people are going to be identifying and expressing themselves through their wearables and their clothes. It's going to be 3D, not 2D. So that's, I think, really why we think wearables and digital fashion is so important too.
Andy, can you give us some more insights? Oh, I'm sorry. Someone talk. Okay, yeah, I was just saying that I would like to have some more insights on for mods. Like you're talking about variables and 3D avatar and 3D assets. What do you see after 2 years? Because I know some of people are more focused on a whole set, or some people are focused on putting things together, and just wanted to know your insights on that. Especially, let's say maybe after 2 years, so the bear market will be finished or not. We don't know, but let's just make this assumption and see how it's gonna go closer.
Yeah, for sure. So 2 to 3 year vision, I guess we're all building for the future, and there hasn't been widespread adoption of metaverse and those sorts of things. But I think building for the future and building for Gen Z and digital native people who've known technology all their life often feel more comfortable communicating through their phone. I think that's really what we're building for, and whether that's 2 years or 5 years, I think we're all sort of here long term. Mod Studio is essentially our goal and vision is to make 3D fashion and wearables and everything accessible. So we'll just keep trying to work with lots of different communities, try and educate people, try and get the word out there through cool events and show people what's possible. And yeah, sort of just keep doing what we're doing into the future.
I can share a little bit about the mission of the Fabricant, and as far as what we envision in the next 2 years is really about mass adoption for sure. That's the goal. 2025. I think someone threw out a number. I don't remember if it was 100,000 or 100 million, maybe. Kay, you can correct me.
Yeah, I was just.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just looking for that number. Actually, it's 100 million. You're right.
Okay, 100 million. Yeah, and that has been the vision since day one, is alleviating the consumption level, being more aware of what the fashion industry does overall in terms of being problematic to our earth, and also another thing that really got me fascinated before I ever started at the Fabricant, I was a huge fan, was their concept and intention of being a co-creation tool, of having a space where a kid from Dakar has as much opportunity as a kid in Paris to become a fashion designer. So I don't know if you guys have been in our creation tool. If you participated in any of the drops so far, but we've had 3 major drops, and each one has been all about co-creators. So there's been designers, there's been material designers, garment designers, material designers, and you as the co-creator. So in order to buy an NFT, you need to co-create and design. And that vision is going to keep expanding with the Fabricant. But right now, they've made great strides in doing that in terms of everyone gets, if you sell the NFT that you create, everyone who has participated gets a portion of the proceeds.
Wow, that's great. And I think, you know how everyone hits on a different area of focus with the co-creation, you know, the way that we work together. When you talk about decentralized and, you know, these broad topics, it needs to have these other topics such as co-creation, because, you know, that's how we actually create with each other. And I think the way that you guys, you know, have, like you said, the templates and the textures and the way that everybody can now create together, which everyone did, you know, finding tools and finding these gaps in the fashion industry and then building on that. I think that's what all of the panelists explained there very well, and all of the different projects and ways that they're attacking that.
I think I actually have a question for Anna. So when you're saying that you have this artists come together and doing co-creation, I'm very interested because we're basically an artist style. So I was just wondering, like, how does that actually happen between different artists? Is that like a whole collection that each one contributes their pieces, or it's more of like one of one? Like how do you like see that gonna be skill and working?
Yeah, eventually the vision is to have designers put up their one-of-ones and co-create. Right now the way it is that there are designers. Our designers have created, at least for the last season and for this coming collection of Whole Land, they created the designs. And then there's been a call for material designers. So there's been submissions, and then a certain amount of material designers have been chosen to be part of the tools. So when you go into the studio to create, you'll see the GLB, the white kind of garments, and then you'll have on the side different materials you can choose from and different color swatches to go along with, you know, for you to design. So so that's where the garment designers come in, the material designers, and then you come in as a co-creator to create a one-of-one NFT, because if you choose a certain combination, that means that no one else can choose that combination. So there's always a rate, and it's really fun. I mean, it's so exciting, you know, when it opens up and everyone's like just rushing to get, you know, what they envision. And sometimes it's a bummer. Like we found that the black combos go real quick, and then the white combos go real quick. But then everything in between is just really fun. And then sometimes we've had it open where you can play around before the drop and figure it out. And other times it's just been, you got to figure it out the day of. So did that answer your question?
Yes, that's amazing. Like I can already imagine, because I know like some artists have done something like, but it's in real life, right? People co-create together. People just like putting different colors on the garment and like creating something together, and they're probably gonna mint it into like digital NFTs and stuff, but like doing it digitally, I do see like a interesting way to put it together. Yeah, that's really fun. And another question for you is that I know that fabricants are like started with more of like the studio, and you also mentioned the platform. So like I just from a business perspective, in case like some of the audience didn't know, can you tell us more of like which like platform or studio, which one you focus more on, and like what is the plan in between?
As far as so the platform it was created by the fabricant. So it's the studio and the platform. Maybe I'm using them interchangeably, but it was built just for us. So we're not using a known platform. It's the fabricant's platform. And as far as what was the other question?
Yeah, I was you have a studio and also you have like a platform, if I'm understanding it correctly. Because I know you have with artists, so just wanted to know like how does the community of artists and the platform like work together?
Okay, so if I so the studio. If you mean like an IRL studio, we have the IRL studio in Amsterdam. That's where a lot of the designers are based. There are some other designers based virtually and not within the Amsterdam studio. But everything really is done through our creators website. Once it's time to create, it's all done through our platform.
And I want to say that your platform is really easy to use as well. When I went on there to actually whitelist for the Holand drop that's happening, and we'll talk about that when we actually do a tour. They've got a whole section here that we can actually dive in and really like see what everyone's doing, right? Because I think that's also one of the really cool things of the metaverse. But you guys have like a Flow wallet, and at first when I'm going to whitelist, I start seeing it and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't even know what this wallet is. But it was pretty easy. It like made it kind of for me as I was setting up on your page with a wallet address, and then I was connected from there. So I like how it's very intuitive and user friendly.
Thank you. Yes, it is, and I'm gonna let the dev team know that they'll be very happy to hear that. That has been the mission and the goal, and with Flow, that's a very, very easy way to actually, it's very intuitive and very simple to get Flow and a Blockdo wallet.
Awesome. And I mean, again, you guys have been dropping amazing gems when it comes to even your vision and how your vision aligns with this transition into digital fashion. And so I think we can all see the optimism in that. And so one of my questions just for everyone is, what is one of those hurdles that you see, and how are you overcoming it? Because I think that's also where we can learn a lot from each other. Because even, how Delia had mentioned kind of in the intro, there's a lot of different metaverses, and each one requires you to know something different. Well, not every single one, but, you have to understand what it's even going to require for you to be able to create for that platform. And that's just the start of it. So that's my question as to is, just what is one of those hurdles you all see, and how are you overcoming that and by, pioneering digital fashion? And
can I jump in?
Yes.
If I'm not lagging. If anyone can hear me. Yeah, cool. I can actually come from a creator perspective, so I think definitely this space is going to be growing quite rapidly over the next 2 years, and I think the more commercial it gets, I think it's figuring out the best place where the creator economy does sit and how it will adapt and evolve with that customization or with that space. So I think one of the challenges is either one, engaging the creative economy to be part of that, I guess, future, or how, if it is a templated future or if it is kind of more basic engagement for everyday creators, I think it's how they can also be part of that commercial future. Because I think even possibly people might not want to be customizing things as much as they are now. And it could be something more like they want customized skins or branded skins or very like kind of more, I guess produced stuff rather than it being quite customized. And so I think that might be a hurdle as well, as how the creator economy will evolve and the needs of that economy will be met by the commercial future. So I don't know if it's a negative or positive. I think it's more just a kind of way that I think the expectations will shift. So rather than people being 3D artists, they can be illustrators, they can just be, everyday artists and have their work represented on, as I said, like platforms that are coming out. So it could be genies, it could be a metaverse space, it could be more gamified spaces which are coming out soon as well. So yeah, it's how I guess that creator economy evolves into that space would be a really interesting challenge to be seen moving forward.
Wow, and that's a really great point, because you know what, actually, mods here, Mod Wearables with Amanda, I actually was reading their proposal, because she sent me that they were, trying to do their platform on Decentraland, and when you were reading, some of the feedback from some of the whales in the space per se, that was their concern, that if you do that, then you'll actually get, a lot of people that are going for the templates, but actually, just customizing it, which is empowering to that designer that does want to use their custom, pieces, but then disempowering to that designer that is spending, weeks or months on, a one-of-one piece, and maybe not, like you said, maybe it's just, again, changing that mindset or finding that middle ground. So I would love to hear Amanda's point, because I think that is probably a similar hurdle that you're facing there.
Yeah, for sure. If you didn't bring it up, no, I was going to. I've actually spoken to Mitchie about it before. He's really big in the Decentraland community and definitely a wearable creator that a lot of people look up to. So that's a problem we're facing at the moment. Is a lot of we've put this proposal forward to Decentraland, and a lot of the established wearables creators are sort of pushing back a little bit, I think, because they feel, to quote one, that they feel like a little bit rugged, that they've put all this investment into learning all these 3D softwares and it's going to lower the barrier of entry. So it's like, how does it benefit us? So it's something I've definitely been thinking a lot about over the past week or two. And I think the sort of way I think about it is that bringing more people into the digital fashion space is ultimately positive sum. I think there will be different styles of 3D wearables, and like they'll sort of be like, the Tom Brown or the couture or this really high-end, extremely unique one-of-one pieces. But like in real life, like I'm wearing a hoodie right now, sometimes you just want to have those basics or more simpler things. So I think there's definitely space for everyone in 3D fashion, and mod does the basics, but I think we'll also be able to do some cool things as well. So yeah, it's very interesting though.
It is, and then even
actually, I have.
Oh,
sorry, Mo, go ahead.
Oh no, so I was gonna
just
say it was interesting because just like how she was saying she does the basics, on the contrary, just like Anna was saying, I think their designs are kind of the same concept where, like she said, they have designers that come in with the textures already, the patterns already, and then you just come in and co-create from there, and you can only use that combination once, so you do get this one-of-one piece, and they do try to go towards that luxury side of that digital fashion. So I just want to kind of hear on the flip side on how Anna or Kay may see the fabricant kind of tackling that same idea or issue.
You want to take this, Kay, or should I give it a shot?
Sorry, I actually had to reload, so I'm not quite sure what the question is. Can you kick it off? And if I have other points, I'll...
Sure. So, you know, at the Fabricant, we also have our Digital Alchemist and our Academy classes. So, the idea is that we want to give and help people with all kinds of tools. So we started by giving, and we still do, giving the 3D files for people to create their own. And I don't really, I wouldn't say that that's been a focus of ours, but I can understand, you know, how that would not really be something that people would want. Also, I don't know if I was too vague, but.
Can I jump in on this as well and support, just like kind of jumping on what you're saying? Because I think this is a tomorrow, like today's problem is I think how we can incorporate creators into, you know, the existing model for how much freedom we can give. And I think Decentraland as well is a very unique case. So a lot of the people that were against creating an easy access point for creators were non-creators. So a lot of people who are buyers or a lot of people who are collectors, surprisingly. So a lot of the creators aren't too fussed about basics being accessible, but I think a tomorrow problem is more about, I guess as well, when it becomes a lot more commercialized for a broader audience or everyday users, you know, there are going to be just a different, I guess, target of creators, and that's what I mean by I think the creator economy will just naturally change with that market. So things like Fortnite or the gaming industry entering, or more play to earn and MMOs, or more, I guess, different ways that people are engaging, even things like Bitmoji, like new forms of that, like Genies, which is a Web3 version of kind of like this digital avatar. You know, people aren't going to be so fussed about customization for it to be exclusively a one-of-one design, and I think they'll still be able to do that, because even, as I said, like platforms like Ready Player Me, I've created custom, you know, skins or custom kind of representation for musicians and for artists, but it isn't really bothering them that you can't use it on the platform. You know what I mean? And even for myself, I've created a custom Ready Player Me, and it's not, as I said, like, it's not really bother. It's more about the design itself and that kind of creative process. So I that's why I think in 2 to 5 years, I think kind of like people won't be, maybe they will, but I feel like they won't be as fussed by not having the exact files or not having the access to the raw file itself, and being given a platform that creates accessibility to kind of create or to upload their own designs isn't going to be such a heavy issue. And I think it's just an issue now because we're in this kind of transition space of where Web3 was and where Web3 is going. So Web3 is becoming a lot more commercial, a bit more mainstream, and a lot of the audience, especially in Decentraland, is coming from that background of you know, it being a lot more independent, decentralized, you know, a very different kind of ideology from where it is going with brands entering the space. So, I mean, this is just a personal thing, so I'm open to discussion. So, yeah, I feel like it's a curious direction that we're going with the creator economy.
I actually very agree on what you just mentioned, because like for me as like a user, every time when I see some like digital fashion coming out, the first thought that I'm having is like, okay, how can I wear it and where can I show it off to my friends, right? And then like I agree, like maybe after 2 to 5 years, like this won't be an issue, but like right now it's definitely like an issue. Like me and Michi had like a previous collaboration where like when he's dropping a DJ's avatar into our space, like my first reaction is like, oh my god, I hope this is not gonna be too big that, you know, like we cannot even put it in, because all the other like designers, their digital fashion, their avatars are kind of like 500 MB plus or like 2 GB plus, and then we have to optimize it down. But then when I got Mitch's file, it was like 10 MB. I was like, this is way too small, and it has all the animations inside. So like I think That's like a very key point. Like for Decentraland has really a big environment that you can walk around. So like it has a lot of things going on. It actually limited or restricted the files as in terms of raw file. Like especially with the rigging, with the animation, it costs a lot of like effort to optimize it, and so that the users are able to use it without sacrificing a big user experiences. So yeah, like the difference between more of like interactive like gaming sites like Decentraland or more like aesthetically or event focused metaverse like Spatial or Mona, it does have like this gap or like this different focus, I would say, for digital assets. Like no matter it is a avatar, a house, or like a fashion piece, like it's all have to be like how can I make it kind of like a universal code that I can make sure that for Ready Clear Me or for EVM for like all different platforms, it is easily to be transformed and utilized. That's like the key for the users from the users perspective that I think.
Awesome points there again, guys. And also, I wanted to take a moment to ask the audience if anybody had any questions for the panelists based on anything we've talked about so far. You know, we've talked about how they see digital fashion in 2 years and how that kind of aligns with their own brand and their vision and some of the things that they're overcoming to even achieve that vision. I know we've covered a lot and it feels like we've only been talking for a few minutes. But yeah, if did anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I would love to also kind of get everybody up and their avatar stretching and maybe walking around the space. And the panelists can kind of, you know, show their work in the area and we can really dig into more of what they do at this point as well. Awesome. Well, I haven't seen anybody ask any questions, so let's get this show on the road. As you guys can see, we have this holographic usher here making it look awesome. And so yeah, so we can kick it off over here to the right. Oh, this will be with the fabricant. And while I have everybody still kind of gathered, everybody hold your horses. I should have started with the video. I will actually show the video for the fabricant here so that you guys can get a glimpse of what's happening. So bear with me here just a moment.
I'm excited to see all of that. Yeah, actually, they have a lot of exhibitions for the designers and panel speakers here, and we would like to show all of you one by one and introduce them.
Okay, perfect. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the screen here. Ooh, too big. Okay, and so this will be a little preview, which I'm sure will make it even easier for them to explain what's going on over there. So let me get the camera. Let me turn around, make sure everybody's back. Okay, great. Oh, you guys look so great. Okay.
I think Mo just lost the audios, but let's look at those visuals. It's really amazing. All those different patterns.
This is no audio. This is the world of women. Oh, sorry.
This is more audio.
Yeah, so this is our World of Women collaboration. You can probably see Anna, Tyrion, and Mo and I are also wearing 3 of the designs. There are 4, I think, that you can actually wear for free here in Spatial. So if anyone's
I like
interested,
this one.
check these out as well.
Nice. Let's change my outfit.
And this is the little party that we had in Centraland. You can also buy the all 27 of the original WoW designs here in PCL as well.
All right, and that was it. And I'm really excited because it's actually really funny when I seen the World of Women collaboration in there, and I heard you start talking about it. When I had sent Anna an invite to for the Fabricant to be in here. I mean, it's been a super alignment with the Fabricant this month in general, but I won't even go down that rabbit hole. But we decided to do this panel, and I had this flyer, and I sent it to Anna, and I'm like, I think the Fabricant would be great, to be speakers in here. And she's like, oh wow, is the World of Women going to be there? And I'm like, no, but I really like that picture. And then I learned that it was there, so I'm like, hey, I should reach out to them and see if they want to do it. And she's like, yeah, but you shouldn't use it without talking to them. And so I was like, well, I was trying to just kind of speak it into existence at that point. I shot my shot, to see if that would come true. And it's great that, it ended up working out with the Fabricant, which is, just as great. So I'm excited to actually have you guys here. And if you guys actually follow me over this way, this is their section, which has some more of their actual work. And I'll let Anna and Kay kind of tell you guys more all about it.
And just like one thing, remember to get your pull apps, guys. It's right behind our poster, and click that link and get the pull app. Okay, we can start.
Hey, it's, let's see. I feel like I'm walking and chewing gum right now, trying to walk and talk. But as you can see here, this is our second collaboration with Vogue Singapore. They were also, not only did we have an editorial, as you see in here, in Vogue Singapore, but we had a few special events in the Vogue Singapore spatial events. So these are our first jewelry wearables. We've been focusing on garments, and now with Whole Land we're starting with jewelry. So the first one, they're kind of like these fish hooks that go into and I don't know if I did that myself, but I just clicked on it, and if you click on it, you can see the whole image. So, okay, did you do that? Or no? Kind of lost, but I'll just keep trying. So part of the story of Whole Land is all about expressing, I don't know if you guys saw in the video, but embracing your flaws, celebrating your ugly. That's kind of the spirit of Whole Land. Whole Land comes from the word Holland, the country Holland. But it's also about being your whole self. So embracing all parts of yourself, and that includes the ugly parts. not physically necessarily, but internally, the parts that we don't like, the parts that we're ashamed of, the parts that we hide. Whole Land is all about like, hey, don't hide those parts because those parts are what make you. And when you embrace those parts, you can be your fullest self. So Whole Land is about celebrating and becoming our fullest selves. I mean, we all are our fullest selves, but sometimes we don't know it. So by embracing our shadow is how we can embrace our whole selves. So, so these are called. I know there's tiers in the title. Right now, the name is escaping me. Maybe Kate, do you have the name of these pieces?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Pearl Tears.
Pearl Tears. Okay, that is easy enough. Okay, and then the next one. And then if you go on the site, so we have all of these wearables are available for anyone to wear on their Snap filters. So you can wear them on Discord, on Google Chat, for a little while before the drop. So the drop is going to be in February. So right now it's time to explore which ones you guys want to wear, what you feel good in, and then you can go on our site and you can read all about what each wearable represents. So, if something speaks to you, like these snake ears, I think that's what this one is called. Yeah, just try them out. And I was also going to say that, Mo, I think you have all of the Snap lenses somewhere, the codes for them.
I actually
Do you have those to share?
Yes, and I actually have the link right here to the site as well. So if you guys click on this portal, that'll take you right to their site where you can whitelist and also see the entire collection. So make sure everybody whitelist for sure, because you don't want to miss it.
on your whitelist.
Oh, that's so
fun.
great. That's so great that you did that. Thank you, Mo. This looks really cool. Yeah, and then you see here accessories. That's our accessories collection. Whole Land is spelled with 2 X's.
Oh,
And then,
I get it. That's so funny.
Get it? Now there's a really cool video on Twitter that the Fabian posted a week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of like a man on the street interviews, and they're interviewing all these people asking like, how do you pronounce this word? And it's really fun. And then the last earrings are the bloom earrings, which I love. They really sparkle and give you a really nice look when you're in your meetings. So yeah, check it out. Get on the wait list. You guys have any questions? We're here.
And so now that you guys are
quickly,
diving, oh, go ahead, Kay.
Oh, sorry, thank you. So these are all virtual, just in case there are people who haven't noticed this yet. But the snake ears, the pearl drops, and the bloom earrings, they all don't exist. So in the photo shoot, it's literally just the model who's doing it. It's actually quite interesting on Instagram. Serena Jane McNeil, I think her name is, the girl wearing the snake ears. She has like a reel of doing all the photo shoot of this, and it's really interesting to see the sort of raw sort of footage of her doing this photo shoot without the snake ears, and then we obviously superimpose it. So that's a little background for you. Yes, sorry, I interrupted someone a bit more.
Oh no, I'm not sure about anybody else, but I definitely had a question for you all because I know you're about the co-creation, and so you're now stepping into accessories and like filters, and so I was just wondering if you plan to keep that same co-creation mantra even in this field, like in the future, or if this would be more like individual collections and then the co-creation is something that's separate. Because I know I was looking at the things that come like with it, and it seemed like this would be kind of like a way that you funnel into the co-creation.
Yeah, you're 100% right. So what we're doing with this time around is sort of... You wanna take this one?
No, you got it. But yes, that was correct.
Oh, awesome. Thanks. So basically, it's going to be like a 6-month long sort of journey that we'll all go on together, all of us at Fabricant and everyone who also participates. And the accessories are going to be like a key. So everyone who owns an accessory will have access to the rest of the drop as well. And it's going to be like a whole new experience, basically. Obviously, like Anna explained before, up until now, we've sort of had like the same sort of system of co-creation, and then you make your own design and then you mint it. But from here on, well, at least for Holland, we're trying to change it up a bit. So for the accessories, they're going to be pre-made items that you can mint, and they will have the utility, of AR. And then the drop afterwards, we still haven't announced what it will be yet, but there'll be co-creations, there'll be other ones that are going to be just mints, and some of them will come with 3D utilities, so you can download the garments yourself and things like that. So each drop will be a little bit different, basically. So we're just playing around with what we know and what is possible. So this will be the key, basically. So yeah, Mo, you're spot on with your assumptions. Thank you.
I for sure love those earrings. Can I join the waitlist? I'm
Hi
trying to
everyone,
figure out how to use those
can you hear
things.
me? Hello everyone,
Pedro,
can you hear
hi.
me?
Hi, yes, we can hear you. Heard you. Do you have any questions?
I think I heard someone else talking as well. Thank you for everyone who joined the waitlist. It's going to be an amazing journey. So we obviously can all excited. Did you say something, Pedro? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Hey Pedro,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Oh, I think I'm 1 hour late. The thing is that I thought the event was just like at this time, you know? Sorry. Yes, well, something that we have developing for you, the community, who are part, who is part, you all, the members who are part of the Fabricant, we have created this space, a self-explore channel on our Discord. So one thing that we have, like, how we link that channel with the collection storytelling behind this collection is like it's mental health, like how important mental health is, not in real life but also for our digital identities, like today, well, we, Anatarian, Kay, Colette and I, the community team, we try to bring up some topics that are quite important for us as humans, like digital identities, like mental health, like self-expression, like also some activities leading by um, which are led by an Atarian. For example, she goes every Friday on this sketch by sketch activities in which people can sketch and draw like and express like their own ideas and things that we can see through this collection. So that's also an invitation for all of you who want to like who is looking for a safe space to talk and to connect with others and yeah, that's something that we can create not only on this in spatial like in this great venue. I really love the design and the creation and congratulations for this, but also in all the digital spaces that we can find out there and that are created by us and by you. I mean, and by you, I mean you people, you builders of the metaverse. So I think that's our job, like without like no labels, but we humans creating the future of the metaverse. So that's great. And yeah, congratulations for this great space. And yeah, let's co-create more.
And so it was crazy because, and I'll share a quick story just from my experience. So I got into digital fashion like a year ago, and there's just so many amazing designers that it just sucks you into that rabbit hole, and there's no looking back. And they invited me to design for the Fabricant because I'm all about patterns, and but then I end up founding a DAO, and you kind of go far from like your own personal like creativity and that thing that you like to do that is just fun and a way for you to connect with yourself and be that whole thing or being that you are. And so randomly I got an alert from the Fabricant Discord that they were having this self-discovery event on a Friday, and usually I'm super busy, but Fridays I try to keep open just for those kind of things. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go hop into that. And then Anna was leading it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Anna. I've been in a few other events passing her by, and then it's like mindful breathing, and then actually just taking a second to draw and dive into these things that you don't even realize you need to dive into. And it's really a great experience, especially for all creatives, to take an hour out of your week and just breathe and connect with others. And the prompts are amazing, and it's just a great space. So I agree that what you guys are doing with this whole like journey and bringing everyone along with it is amazing, and I'm just happy to be a part of the journey.
Thank you for being there like always, and thank you Mocha also for you to present the Hurricane collection here on this great event of yours. And yeah, thank you for being part of the movement. And Natalia, hey, something else.
Yeah, you're all invited. You don't have to be a holder. You don't have to, it could be the first time you enter our Discord on Fridays at 10 a.m. PST. We have the event. It's usually an hour. Sometimes it goes longer. But just, come, and it's a time where we process the week and get into our bodies and just create for creation's sake and nothing else. Not think about how we're going to market the thing, not think about how many megabytes or gigabytes it's going to end up to be. It's just all about just expression and connecting with ourselves, and then we can enter the weekend with that energy and then start the week off refreshed. So that's the intention. I hope you guys will come.
Amazing. I would like to join with you guys next time. Maybe this week on Friday. It's like really fun.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yes, and I will drop all of the official links for everyone on Twitter. I know, like under the stream with all the replays and everyone to connect with each other as well. And then also I will leave this space like this so you can tell anyone they can come check out the pieces. Again, here's a link to the wait list. And also after the scavenger hunt is revealed, I will actually drop everyone's official links to everything. But right now, while the scavenger hunt is in process, you guys will see a lot of things are just numbered, and we haven't put a lot of those details out just yet here in the space.
Yes, and another thing, if you guys win the scavenger hunt, we will be giving a NFT mint for free for our house collections. So I know you guys will get it. Try to find the right answer. And I also see like on top of the second floor there are some like other designs that are really intriguing. I really like this the black one on the second floor.
Yes, great.
It's on this
Great question there,
floor.
Adelia. That is for mods, and that's exactly what I was going to kick it to next. Mandy, so if she can explain some of those, because I seen you up there checking them out, and I wanted to see if she wanted to talk more about, again, you know, these patterns and how they created them and how they're empowering anyone to kind of be able to create amazing wearables like this as well.
Yeah, I think
And also
this is
everybody yourself at the show exhibition area. That would be very nice.
Awesome. And T Mods, I see that you're here repping for mods. So yes, why don't you tell us a bit about the designs that we have up top?
yeah. I'm afraid this might be my 5 minutes of fame. Amanda, her internet just broke, so I'll just briefly talk about these wearables. They're all made in Mod Studio, obviously. In Mod Studio, people can come in and modify the models further by turning meshes on and off the model, as well as use their textures and materials. We do also provide textures and materials and tools to help them create their own. Did you get any of that? Is
Project Women Base?
Hey, I think someone has
No.
the mic on. Can they turn it off? And so she's more topic.
Amanda is a co-founder of Mod, but it's not solely women-led.
Yeah, I think I may have ironically just picked a bunch of the women designs. That may have been a biased choice of mine. But they have like so many different wearables to choose from, and all of them look amazing like this. And so Tease, was there anything else that you wanted to just mention about what you guys have in store? I know one of the really cool things that they really like to mention is kind of like the AI aspect and the interoperability that will kind of empower. But if you don't want to go down that rabbit hole, you know, we can always leave that to some imagination for the next time.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to do that because either it may be the next time or any other time. I have no doubt that Amanda, describes way better than I do.
Awesome. Well, no worries. As you guys have heard them talk, before, and you can see the designs, and that's why I want everybody to really, take a step back and let's go look at it, because that's why I always say is the benefit of being in the metaverse, and a lot of these designs speak for themselves. So again, we appreciate the Fabricant and Mod for being here. Everybody stay a part of this trip. At the end of it, we will take a group picture, and that will be the NFT that everybody will get. We're going to hear from 2 more of our panelists, Todd Michi and also Mod Kids over here. And then we'll be wrapping it up. And so I'm going to bring everyone to me again. Alrighty, and so since we're on the first floor again, I know we've got a few members from the Mod Kids here. If you guys want to take over and tell us a bit more about what we're looking at. Oh, and we can even kick it off by playing this video for you guys, unless you want to play it in your talking there.
Yeah, if you wanna play, I didn't know you could play it yet.
Yeah, I sure can.
Yeah, this is a preview of our customization app. So what the Mods Kids focuses on is letting you customize your avatar through digital fashion, specific wearable, and basically lets you see that customization on our custom viewer on OpenSea. So when you look on the collection on OpenSea, you can see our PFPs, but then you can also toggle and see the avatars. So any customization they make, that'll be displayed on that avatar section. So yeah, we just released our first wearable collection last month, free collection for all of our holders. I think there's a video in here somewhere that shows that.
There is, but my I think because the videos are a little heavier, it's not loading. So what I've done is I'm gonna just share my screen here again real quick to just show everybody the videos. And so we'll start with you said you wanted to start with the info one, right, for the website?
Okay. Yeah, you can show the one with the or yeah, either one. Either one you can show.
Okay, so we'll get started here. You guys see on my screen? Let me see. And then one of the really cool things I will say is they are high poly. I know a lot of us talked about, the kind of things you have to consider. And I was looking at your videos like, oh, I hope these are compressed. But no.
So that's the great thing about our metaverse partners. They're able to take our high poly avatars and build them into the metaverse and circumvent a lot of the storage and capacity limitations that a lot of platforms have. So yeah, they look good as an NFT, and they will look equally as good on in the actual metaverse platform. So we'll be doing
sorry.
I'll just speak to this video. This video is a preview of the So right there, right above it, that Lucy promo, that's the first collaborative drop that we did with Lucy. I think a lot of you guys may know Lucy. She just dropped her own project as well, Mecca Wearable project. But yeah, she designed 25 of these really cool punk rock outfits. It comes with the hairstyle all the way down to the boots. And they can go on our website, purchase these wearables, and then customize their avatars. And integrate them into the different platforms that we're partnering with. And then, yeah, they're up at the top. That last one is our free claim promo video. So this just highlights some of the outfits that our artists created for this drop. We did 3 different styles. We did like a street outfit, you see with the hat. We did more of a mature outfit with the open shirt. And then we did, of course, the OG hoodie outfit as another tier. So introduced some jewelry in there as well. And yeah, just made a tiered claim. So depending on how long you were with the mods or how many mods you own, you were able to claim up to 3-4 outfits. Then yeah, launched our marketplace, and that's kind of what one of our main focuses is building out this marketplace. So we collab with different artists, projects, brands to be able to create new wearables, new jewelry, new accessories, hairstyles, tattoos, whatever it may be, to be able to just create more diversity across our line for what people can utilize to express themselves. And yeah, we'll be having a fashion show in that metaverse next month to kind of showcase not only that platform, but to talk more about the wider things that we plan to do and introduce our services to the broader NFT space. And yeah, just to kind of show the immersiveness of this platform and show off these cool outfits that we created. So definitely invite all of you guys to come to that. And, yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff. Did anybody have any questions for the mod kids? If you don't know, like they said, they've got new avatars coming out and a lot of really cool and interesting ways that they are, again, allowing you to change your avatar. And, you know, you get an apartment and there's this whole, you know, again, way to connect and bring an immersive experience. So whether you have a community or starting a community, you know, everybody consider how you can start, you know, building with each other and with these tools, because, you know, that's how we'll figure out which works for what. So appreciate you guys for being here. Oh, I see Dahlia's unmuted. Awesome.
Yeah, and also the other thing I wanted to say is that for mods, they're using a different way of building the metaverse experience. So that's the main reason why they can have this very high poly. So I'm very excited to check out their fashion show. Because the other fashion shows that we hosted before in space were more like exhibition of avatars wearing fashions like we did with the clone nights. But for there, like the avatars are actually walking, so like it's gonna be a very different metaverse experience, and I'm excited to see. Also to see like if it's possible that we can help you guys build something, you know, like wonderful, like good looking housings, or like even the tea for the showcase. But yeah, definitely looking forward and happy to have all of you guys here.
Woo. Yes, let's build. And then up top again.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, no, are you saying?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, and then up top we had Michi Todd's as well. And so I know we've got his NFT chat, No Pants Friday. I think that is a great conversation or icebreaker right there to kick us off on your spot there. If you want to kind of just revamp and tell us what you've got going on up here.
Yeah, so up there are some of my designs. So some things like showing a lot of my work bridging NFT projects into digital fashion. So reimagining how projects can sit in metaverse spaces, or how people can actually engage and wear digital fashion from their collective or from their community. That's some of the stuff that I really enjoy doing, is actually NFT projects bridging into Web3 and into metaverse spaces and stuff like that. And No Pants Friday, every Friday, Climby and I, so my co-host is here actually enjoying the tour as well. We talk about digital fashion and wearable creators, what they're doing in the space, what some influences, and what's getting made. So even design trends, design choices, and how the creators are engaging in the metaverse. So if anyone's interested in either Decentraland fashion, or anyone is a creator that wants to talk about their work, I'd love to have you on the show and we can talk about that and actually cover what your inspirations are and what you're creating and why you're creating the digital fashion. And sometimes there's a really good story behind some of the designs that are made for the space. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing in the space, is bringing awareness to that and connecting with different creators in the Web3 space to kind of get their stories out there and understand a bit more about what people are building, what people are working on, and what their inspirations for being in the space.
It's very dangerous there, Twitter space, because you cannot wear pants while talking about your project.
It's true. That's the key rule, is don't wear pants, because you know what? Life's too short for pants. You need to enjoy your weekends, and so Friday kicks you off for the weekend and chills you out. So it's a really fun space where it's a casual chat, but also we can have a little bit of fun and muck around. Kick our pants off for the weekend.
It's super fun.
That sounds awesome. And I mean, we've talked about a lot of people that have wearables, so you guys know, go to that conversation. Even if you're just thinking about it, you can learn so much from each other, you know, even from the things that everyone has shared, just again from their vision and what they're going through. You know, there was a lot passed along. And as I told you guys, you know, we've got the heart of fashion over there somewhere, a big 3D version of the heart of fashion. And you know, we are here protecting it together. And it's great to be around amazing creatives like all of you that are also creating, you know, spaces where you can showcase artists and talk about the story. Or, you know, Anna has, you know, a place for you to actually go and do art, because again, we do get lost in the business, and because that is an important part. You know, some artists are no business and all creative, or you know, all creative and no business. And so, you know, there has to be a healthy balance, and I think even Pedro had mentioned that briefly here. So again, I appreciate everyone that's been a part of this panel today. Did anybody else have any last questions before we get to our group picture? No? Awesome.
No, I think it's the second floor we have like a lot of exhibition and shows, right? I see like a lot of celebs.
Oh, yes. Well, okay, so let me give you a quick chit chat about that. And well, because this one is the scavenger hunt, so we
Well,
want.
even I take a photo. Yeah, on the second floor. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring everybody up there just a moment. Let's see. You can walk up the stairs as well.
And come to the second floor.
Ooh, awesome. So this second floor, there are 11 different designers here. Now this is actually for the scavenger hunt, so we are not going to do the exhibition right now. What will happen is once we actually close the scavenger hunt, we will actually reveal the answers here. So when you come back, it will be open and also have these numbers here, but once we decide what day the scavenger hunt will be closed, you'll come back and this will actually show the designer's name, and we'll have a link for you to, you know, check them out on OpenSea or on Twitter. And so the way that the scavenger hunt is going to work, and let me just go ahead and bring this picture here because I got a nice little informational down there. I love a good informational here. And so you will get the actual scavenger hunt from this Google form over there, and then it's very easy. You would just match the designer's name and description to the actual design. So as for example, you will see the designer is Mocaso, and I let me see what I do. I take glow in the dark tie-dye. Physical to digital has been an experience unlike no other. Featured are two collaborators from separate designers. One designer I co-created the physical piece with after shipping it across the world. I did it first, and then I shipped it to him, and then he did his thing. And then another one, the other designer is based in Nigeria and used the digital pattern to create a bodysuit for the digital avatar. And so you have to guess, is number 6 or number 7 mine? And then there's also designer Tiny Crates. Oh, and these are also by sections. So I should have started by saying they're each different sections. So this is the Raw Fashion House. And then here is section number, oh, I didn't put the sticky note. Okay, this is section number 1. Let me just add my sticky note real quick. Okay, so this is section number 1, and you'll see the same thing. So when you do the scavenger hunt, there'll be a section that says section number 1, and it'll have 5 different, selections and 5 different artists, and you'll have to select their name in that section that matches their design. So, I tried to do it in sections so that it was a little bit easier. It's not amongst everyone. And then it's also really cool because we are big on co-creation as well in the Raw DAO. And so all of the clues are actually from all of the designers. A lot of them actually made their own clues, which I was really excited about. And those that didn't, I took a clue from like their Twitter bio or a tweet that they made recently about their work that they shared, or something of that nature, so that it was still a piece of them and their words that is explaining their work. And so I thought this was a really cool way to showcase that and have you all also learn about that and explore their work and guess and come back to see if you were right. And again, everyone that has been here will get a picture that we're about to take right now if you do complete that, sent to you on OpenSea. And as I mentioned before, once you get that NFT and these kind of spaces like Spatial, you can import your NFT and showcase like, hey, I was really there and earned this NFT, or even on Instagram or anywhere where you can showcase your real NFTs that you earned. And so did anybody have any questions about that scavenger hunt? Like I said, the space will be open for at least a week. Like I said, we do try to do a co-creation with the community to see how long everybody wants to leave it open. And we will be talking on Instagram Live probably soon. Adelia and I will be dropping those details. But we haven't set a date just yet for when it'll be closed. So at least a week, I'll say.
Yeah, at least a week. Maybe a month.
Yeah, maybe a month, maybe into the new year. Awesome. So it doesn't look like anybody has any questions. Everybody is good. They understand how to do the scavenger hunt. Everybody make sure you do the scavenger hunt. And then let me see if I can get a really good view for the picture.
Yeah, I'm getting like a good angle for the picture. I think it should be inside or on the rooftop.
I know, I'm on the rooftop. I'm trying to see. I'm like, rooftop? No, I think we should do it. You know what? Let's do it in front of the Heart of Fashion. I think that's...
Oh, take us in.
Okay, I'm right around the corner. Let me see. Bring users to me. Awesome. All right. Okay, yes, there we go. This is a good view. All right, and so I'm going to be the camera woman here, so I want everybody to step over to the right. Pedro, you're in a great spot. And D'Anthony, awesome. Okay, great. There you go, Anna, perfect.
I see a bunch of dudes just like getting the Tesla, and then oh, is that even Tesla?
Oh no, that's the Maybach, girl. That's the Maybach.
Oh, there's a Maybach. No.
Oh yeah, the seats in it. Okay, I see them all sitting in there. Yeah, no, that's a cool spot to sit in as well. Do your thing. Okay, and let's see here. And my camera is a little blurry, so as everybody's positioning, I'm going to go out and back in. Just give me 2 seconds.
Or I can take it.
Oh no. And thank you to everyone that's been watching this amazing digital fashion panel. We are getting ready to take the final picture for today. I'm just having to do a quick refresh because I know y'all seen that getting a little fuzzy, and I want this picture to be crystal clear because these are those memories that you just can't buy. You know, some NFT collections are invaluable because of the amount of money that you've spent for them, and some are you've had to been there. And I'm happy that this is one of those collections that we are incentivizing and empowering the community to say, hey, we really care about the heart of fashion, and we come together and put in the work to, you know, protect it together. And so we're back. Let me turn my camera back on.
Oh, I see. It actually, way better. Looks way better now. Yeah, it just takes.
It crashes quite often, so only do it when you're taking photos.
Yeah, let me take a photo.
Alrighty, and I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I wanted my camera to be nice and clear. Yeah, you know, it was pretty good until I know we had a bunch of avatars, which can kind of start crashing things as well. But I think it wasn't horribly horrible. Sorry if it was for anyone. Let's see.
I think Kay just mentioned that if you change the rendering quality from auto to 1, it looks much better. And I have already changed it. It looks really good. And I've already taken a couple photos.
Oh no, not without me. Everybody get back in position. Let me see, okay.
With you.
Oh, I was in the picture already? Oh gosh, okay.
Of course,
Were my eyes closed? Awesome. Okay, well then that sounds...
We have to make sure like everyone looking at the same direction.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Like, okay, so everybody now come look at me right here. So everybody stand where you're standing at, but just look towards me. I think majority of the people are looking this way. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. You guys are all filing in nicely. There you go. Awesome. Now that looks beautiful. Okay, great. Yes, okay, clap it up. Take it, clap it up.
Yeah, thanks for all the speakers for joining us today. It was a great event. I'm so happy to know all of you and what you guys are doing. I know it's a great time and we're building for the future. So I hope to talk to you guys soon again. I know time is very tight. So yeah, hopefully, and we'll definitely do something collab together and join Fabricants Friday and No Pants Friday from Ichi, and also the Mod fashion show in December. So thank you, Susan. Thank you guys so much, and I wish we can play some final DJ music, and for whoever wants to stay hanging out for a little bit, and just for the scavenger hunt and the free NFTs, feel free to stay and just walk around. And this is the house that the Raw Bot purchased from Dolphin Art, and they did a great job decorating all of that. I have to say that I'm very impressed, and I love how you did with this whole settings. Yeah. So thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Yes, thank you all. I definitely will play some music. We like listen to our crypto tunes. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Feel free to enjoy the second floor. Do that scavenger hunt. These pictures look really cool, and I do some cool editing before I mint them as an NFT. So you're gonna want the NFT, and you got to do the scavenger hunt to get it. So again, thank you all for being here. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you, Mo, and thank you everyone.